document I'm halfway through.
Can you read it?
I'm sort of halfway through it, and they've got $100,000 and you can't buy a house.
Why?
The bank won't lend them enough money to buy a house, even though they've got an income and $100,000 in the bank. A Rotorua couple with a combined $140,000 income still can't get a loan to buy their first home. 38-year-old father of two. We're in a combined income, $140,000 per annum, and we'll be sitting on a $67,000 deposit in a few months. 3 years ago, we're on track to getting a house, but house prices now have gone up so high you can't get them. It's either you get a $750,000 to $800,000 to buy a new house, to get a new build in Nongataha, Pukehangi or Whata, or $500,000 for a dilapidated, run-down house in Ford Block, which is where all the gogs live. It's really unbelievable at those prices and those locations. They were hopeful when Kiwi built homes came available for just $480,000. We're jumping with joy, but it wasn't to be. Our jaws dropped when we applied and found that there were only 8 houses available versus the hundreds who applied. It's like trying to win the lotto. You're now considering moving to Australia. A Taupo woman said it's been an absolute nightmare trying to buy her first home. The woman, who wished to remain anonymous, said, despite the government's changes to make it easier for first home buyers, the reality is nothing has changed for us. She was disadvantaged by the fact that many houses were being pushed to auction. However, in our situation, the majority of our deposit is coming from KiwiSaver, which means we can't have our funds released until we've signed purchase and sale agreements. So that leaves us with next to no option. We aren't in a position where our parents can loan us $100,000. Tauranga is a hard market for first home buyers. CoreLogic says first home buyers represent 17% of the market at the moment. The Bank of Mum and Dad has helped first home buyers secure a home in the 700,000 bracket. That's First National Real Estate. Anything under that, 700,000 or 750,000. Fuck, it's a lot of money. Sadiqa's so lucky she's got a bloody rich husband. A Westpac ANZ spokesman said the bank helped first home buyers purchase homes. ANZ spokesman said the bank was concerned escalating property prices were putting home out of reach of Kiwis. That's why in December ANZ introduced a 40% deposit requirement from residential property investors to bring balance to the housing market. As responsible lenders, the bank needed to be sure customers were able to repay any loans they take. Because this woman here, she's got $100,000, which is Schaefer, who works at NZME, started looking to buy her own home in January. With rock-bottom interest rates, her KiwiSaver funds distributed from a family trust and some savings, she had more than $100,000 to spend. In the middle of last year, Schaefer enlisted a financial advisor and mortgage broker to help keep her on track, and was later pre-approved for $330,000. If she got a boarder, she could have up to $405,000, which meant she could look at homes worth about $520,000. But to find a 3-bedroom home for $520,000 was almost impossible. Schaefer had looked at 15 properties since January. They included a 2-bedroom apartment she thought was going to fall apart, and a home with a monolithic cladding the salesperson believed was the last house in Tauranga that sold for under $500,000. She got upset when her first dream home in March sold for $590,000. I was still quite emotional at the time. I absolutely loved it. She tried buying a property with her best friend, who already owned a home. We went to the bank together to buy a new build that was $695,000, and the bank said no. Even with 2 incomes, we couldn't do it because she had a mortgage. Now she's considering a lifestyle village for over 40s. It's a nice place. Nothing I would have considered living in before. After riding the emotional roller coaster, said she's ready to throw it all in. I just don't understand why the bank won't give me more money. If they're not giving it to me, a medium income, 0 debt professional, then who are they giving the money to? That must be so bloody depressing. So bloody depressing. We're lucky that I'm lucky that I went to university and worked hard. I'm fucking lucky. To become a professor. Because we paid $300,000 in 3 years, remember? You and me?
Yep. But we were really frugal. We didn't spend much money at all.
No.
We basically just pay the daily bills and put everything we have into paying off the mortgage.
Yeah, that's what we did. But you've got to be earning good money in the first place, eh? So we're okay.
But probably over time, gradually, it's going to be a very long and slow process. But if they improve the supply side, the price will go down. What do you think?
Well, yeah, but part of
Probably
the problem has been caused, and no one's sort of saying it, by immigration. If you start hauling millions of people into the country for whatever reason, that creates demand in housing. Demand in housing causes prices to rise. And when prices start rising, people start investing, who've got money, start investing in property. So that if people were only allowed to own one house, it wouldn't be such a problem. But then there wouldn't be any rentals. But it basically the whole thing stems from immigration. That's where it comes from. Who'll look after your pig when you die?
It sounds like purr and pedal.
Yeah, that's actually who'll look after your dog when you die. But
The purr pedal is going to be, I can tell you.
that'll be their problem, yeah.
It's going to be heartbroken.
Yep, they'll be bacon.
Because you're so attached to them now. Huh?
Yeah. Oh, they won't let go, those pigs. Jan loves pets. Jan should have had kids, unfortunately. She can't have kids. Well, Rod won't let her have kids.
No. She told me because she said she's big and she doesn't want to give birth to another child who's as big as she is. She told me that herself.
Yeah,
That's what
not
she
true.
said.
That's not the real reason, though. The real reason is that...
It's what? It's Rod.
Yeah, that's the real reason. Rod's had 2 kids and he doesn't want to have any more. Well, she's great with kids.
Yeah,
and
she's absolutely...
it's not necessarily the case that she would be, the kids would be big, you know. They might have Rod's genes.
Because I said, God, you're so wonderful with children. You'll be the best mother.
She would be. She'd be a wonderful mother.
But did I tell you that David Bowie, you know that singer?
David Bowie, yeah.
David Bowie.
Yeah.
And do you know he had a song called The China Girl?
Yeah. Little China Girl. Yeah.
And the Chinese lady who played in that MTV,
Oh, yeah.
she lives in Auckland.
Oh, was she?
She's in her 60s or something. And she said at the age of 18, she has decided she's not going to have children. Do you know why?
Why?
Because she said at 18, she realized to be responsible for another person's life is going to be too much for her.
Oh, yeah.
She's scared of that. So she decided now. And now she never has any children.
But if she met a man like your husband, she wouldn't have a problem. It's one of the regrets I've got is that you and I couldn't have a kid together.
Oh, my darling, it would be... It would be a wonderful child.
Yeah, it would be. We'll have a good child for sure. The child will be well brought up, be intelligent, have good genes. This is an interesting case.
Wow, look at this. Second-hand bookstores thriving.
Wow.
Look at that. How about that? You bought that...
Shit.
You bought that book. What's the name of the book?
Sunset Mall.
Yeah, you bought that book from the second-hand shop for $2 or something.
No, it wasn't a second-hand shop. It was a book fair.
Oh, book fair. Yeah.
I'd love to get the other one. It's 1 and 2 of that. Oh, the defence is retired in this case.
Local school collaborate to showcase art and science. Wow. You know that house we went to last night?
Yeah.
They have moved 3 times since they were here.
Wow.
I think they always look for a better house.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
yeah.
when they first got their first house, it probably is not as good as they want.
Yeah. Some people
But you can see they really care how their house look like. You know, all the beautiful decorations.
It's a lovely house.
Do you like that house?
Yeah, I did. I loved it. I'd like to see it in the daytime.
Do you know they came from Australia?
What did they?
Yeah. Their children, all of their children are still in Australia. Do we have time to go to the crossing today?
Yeah.
I need to get my phone fixed.
Okay.
Oh, where else do you want to go? Where else do you want to go?
I'll think about that in a minute. I want to sort of read this. Since the beginning of March, always made a decision of the best interest of I'll take this to spend more time with my family. As you see, she will not be returned to the school. She was made centre of
Yeah.
Yeah, by one of the houses there's a car, so it must have roads on it.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. There must be a jetty somewhere. It's fucking lovely. And there's up on the cliff, there's a house, and there's a little seat for looking out for the people who live in the house.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I love that over there. It was real. It's a lovely little island.
Yeah.
And it's got beaches and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, kayak is such a good idea.
Yeah, fuck yeah. You're just totally independent. Just you paddle, you can go anywhere you want. I was paddled up to a boat and talked to a guy on one of those boats. You know, those boats that park out there.
Is the paddling very hard or?
Nah, fucking easy. Easy as, yeah.
So even when you are against the current?
Oh, just paddle slowly. You know, you just go a little bit slower. A little bit slower.
Such a good idea. Isn't it?
Oh, shit, yeah.
And
such good fun.
You can see how many people are selling their boat. Sean is selling his boat. Spencer has sold his boat. You know, even that guy who organized the kayak trip, he has sold his boat. They all say they don't use much.
No. There's boats out there that haven't been used for ages. There's a big catamaran out there. It's all mouldy. All the master's mouldy. It's a fucking nice boat. It's a really good nick, except it's all mouldy. Because it's just been sitting out there, hasn't been used. Big old boat. Big old catamaran. Yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, because it's a bit of a hassle, isn't it? You know? It's not like Auckland. The thing is, the Bay of Islands is a bit different.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Photographing your husband?
I'm just recording what you're saying.
Yeah, no, you know, if you're in the Bay of Islands or even Auckland Harbour, there's shitloads of places to go if you've got a boat. You know, it'd be fucking... If you're in the Bay of Islands, we fucking... There was 114 islands in the Bay of Islands.
So even when we go somewhere else, you can take your kayak with you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
just
yeah.
paddle. Even like last time in Russell,
Yeah.
you could have taken your boat, your kayak.
Yeah. Yeah, you could. Except you'd have to stay on shore.
Oh, that's fine, no problem. I can do something all by myself. It doesn't matter. You can just explore the water over there.
Yeah, it's got lots of fucking potentials. It's so handy, you know.
And you can go
You
fishing.
just haul it off the bloody thing, fucking stick it in the water, and away you go. Yeah, I think it's a terrific idea. And it's also healthy, you know, paddling away. Yeah.
You would not have bought that boat if you have bought a. You would not have bought that kayak if you had bought the boat.
No, I wouldn't have. Yeah, no, much smarter.
And also, this one is a fishing kayak.
Yeah,
It's not only for fun, and you can also catch some fish, hopefully one day.
Hopefully one day.
How come you can't get fish? Well, other people all get lots of fish.
Well, I think in the harbour at the moment is the water's too cold. Chris always said you don't get much fish in the harbour. You know, the other day, Chris went out. You know where you and I went fishing? He went out to that same spot. He said he got nothing.
Oh,
Got nothing. Had to go to the entrance to get some fish. And you can't go kayak. You can't kayak either. It's too strong. The current's too strong. But next summer I'll get some fish. Next summer. Because you know that second place we went to by that sandbank off Pilot Bay, you could go out there. That's where Andrew's friend went out there and got snapper.
but can you
And you know where I was fishing yesterday, that's where about a month ago, one of Andrew's friends on soft bait caught a bloody huge snapper.
Wow.
Right where I was. I know exactly where to go. What I did yesterday was do some exploring. See, there's a channel where the boats are, then there's a big sandbank, and then over by the island there's another channel. It gets deep again. And then when you get to the island, the sandbanks are quite steep. So there's quite a deep channel just offshore, just off that island. I'm going to do some fishing. I'll go down the other way too next time. The other way where you and I went with the kayak, fishing kayak.
I think you might go with Ross at some stage. You haven't done that.
No, I haven't. I have to ring up Ross because he'd love to do things with people. You know, Ross is a real goer. You know. Next time, I'll give Ross a ring. In fact, we should go and visit Ross tomorrow and see if he's keen.
Yeah, fishing kayak is just a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
I think it's all started when Wendy told us Spencer wanted to sell his kayak. Do you remember?
Yeah.
That's how because he has...
Well, yeah, you remember we were thinking of boat and where would we park it and how would we get it up the driveway and see, no one else was catching fish out there either, and they had a burley bomb, but they weren't catching any fish. Muscle mass matters. Everyone is aware of the role that muscles play, blah, blah, blah. Once we reach our mid-20s, things begin to shift. Our muscles are not getting the physical workout required. They are created. After age 50, this number doubles. You lose 500 grams of muscle tissue per year. At age 50, that doubles. This change in body composition, loss of precious muscle tissue, accompanied by an increase in body fat, puts extra strain on all systems, softening waist strength and weakening the entire body. Reality is, after we reach the age of 30, we basically have two options available to us. We can either give in to the long process of becoming weaker with time, and destroying our immune system. We can work at maintaining our strength. My strength has dropped by fucking heaps. If we don't consistently give the body the correct stimulus, our muscle wasting occurs. Loss of lean muscle with increased body fat causes way more damage than what appears in the mirror. Weak, flabby muscles cannot help the heart push oxygen. It changes the balance of fats in the food, leading to heart attack and stroke. Honest sugar metabolism.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. It changes, I already know all this. If it changes the balance of food, leading to heart attack and stroke, and alters sugar metabolism, creating obesity and diabetes. Listen to this, loss of lean muscle and increased body fat causes way more damage than what appears in the mirror. The bottom line is this: the loss of muscle tissue hastens the degenerative process and conditions that characterize the dreaded aging process. When the bodily systems weaken, including the immune system, it leaves one exposed to disease and illness. It's not only physical health that suffers, but mental and emotional stress. Strength training, the one simple lifestyle strategy amounting to 2 to 3 total hours each week, dedicated to maintaining your physique, provides you with a strong immune system, offering massive reduction in disease risk and ultimate extending life and longevity. Activity that works out our muscular system forces us to grow. That's true. It's important. It is important to keep doing your weights. You need to do some more weights. You do a bit too much running.
So they might sell their house in the summer.
Yeah, it looks like it.
They're just tidying up at the moment.
Yeah.
Marilyn said they would move to the city. I said Bethlehem is a good place. She said, yeah, it's a lovely place, Bethlehem. But their daughter lives in Automatai. And their 4 grandchildren are living there. Oh, she said the reason they want to sell the house is because the looking after is becoming too much.
Oh, yeah.
She said something's happening with Sean's hands. It's
With
hard
his hands?
it's hard for him to hold the chainsaw.
Oh, yeah.
She said at some stage they do need to use a chainsaw.
I think he said he's got arthritis.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's 73, I think.
Is he?
Yeah. About the same age as Randall. Randall will sell his place before.
You don't think?
I think he will.
Eventually, yeah. I read in the city council's rates brochure. They said that any rural property which is suitable for avocado and golden kiwi fruit
Yeah.
are selling at really good prices.
Are they?
They
Yeah.
said if it's only suitable for dairy, it's not selling so well.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, they said if they have lands,
Going for orchards rather than livestock.
and they said the area for the orchard doesn't have to be huge as long as they can, even they grow for their own consumption.
Yeah.
You know the lady called Noma.
Yeah.
She's still working. She works for she go to businesses if they have employment issues. She said she's not a lawyer, but she knows well the regulations or
Employment law.
yeah. So her job is to help them to sort it out.
Oh yeah.
And she said her son works for Fisher and Paykel.
Oh yeah.
And Fisher Paykel, do you know Chinese have bought it?
Yeah.
And so her son travels to China a lot.
Oh really?
Yeah. Her son is an engineer, mechanical engineer. Right now, her son is living with her, with his children, because it sounds like they're trying to buy a new house or something.
I don't think they understand the long-term, the extended consequences of what they're doing, making it tough on rent.
Yeah. They won't be there.
They just
When the true consequences plays out, they won't be there anymore. Who cares? Of course, they want to have a good legacy, but Jim won't be busy today. The weekend Jim is always a bit quiet.
yeah, good.
I saw you bought a book called The Greatest Readings of the World, of the English world.
Yeah, 2 volumes. Greatest short stories of English speaking world. Somerset Maugham's book. I've got Al Dare's book, 9 Lives, which I've already